Oh. They're going to see me in a minute fiddling my bits. They will. Oh, I should watch what I say, really, shouldn't I? No, they can't hear you, Mr. Dawn. You can say what you like, yes. There we go. Alright, I suppose I better say hello to chat, hadn't I? Hello, chat. And evening to you, Mr. Yoda 1970. Oh, only 8 viewers. Aye. It is. Oh, we have a tweet from Mr. Vaping Juggler who's retweeted Mr. Hi-Fi Stud's tweet. I like this. This is fun. Yeah, innit? Let's drop that down to, let's say, 30 seconds. There we go. Oh, 10 viewers in chat now. They're coming in. You know, I sound like a parrot. I can... Aye. So if I shut my missus and say I'm 32 inches... let's not vape that in a minute. We're not vaping that at the moment. We'll vape this instead. You're tweeting a picture. How on earth did we survive without Twitter before? Ooh. Oh. I have another tweet from Miles Dolphins. Oh, I've got the hang of this thing. What am I up to this evening, eh? I'm just sitting here. For some reason there's a camera pointed at me. God knows what I'm going to do with it. There's a voice in my ear saying things. If there's a voice on my right shoulder, I'm going to be very, very, very concerned. I can't see what chat's saying because I've fogged it up. I see Matt is going for the world record for the loudest atty. I heard it right to the microphone there. For fun. Oh. So, Ridian, why are you in the bath watching me? I'm concerned. Aye. Where's the soap? Yes, it does. Aye. Right, liquid. That's not my chair I can hear then. It's yours, is it? All right. Right, get myself comfy. I'm going to be here for an hour. Right, I'm hunkered in. Let's have a quick test of the low quality close-uppy cam. We have scissors and we have tweezers and we have a battery. I have actually. It's got some helping hands on it as well. Yeah. There's my magnifying glass. Mr. Dawn's asking, see. He wants to know what I do with my tweezers. Alright. And back to normal view. Right up. I'll get myself queued up. Alright. Alright then. Righto. Righto, cheers. Right, bug time. It's up. Hello, it's me again, you lucky people. Welcome to another episode of The Cave. We're playing with Twitter tonight, so if any of you guys fancy tweeting this hashtag, I shall endeavour to put it live up on the screen at some point. So VTTV Cave, capital V, capital T, capital T, capital V, capital C, lowercase AVE. Right then, so tonight we have got DNA 40s we got a juicy review from Cat and Sav, and I'm going to have a little bit of a discussion about the K-Fun 4 as well. I don't have one. Wish I did, but I don't. But there we go. Okay, so all that after the titles.
Joytech UK are proud sponsors of vaportrails.tv.
Hello, right, okay then. Shall we crack on first? I'm sure a fair amount of you have actually seen this video, but I'll just queuing it up now because I haven't got to the point of actually working out to do hotkeys yet. This is the Svomesto, or how are you supposed to say it? This is the teaser video for the K-Fun version 4. So there we go. That's what Svomesto released. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? It's not showing a great deal of minutes. Some pictures have leaked online. I'm not going to post them here, simply because it's not a done thing. But what I have gathered is it comes with a full metal tank and a plastic tank, polycarbonate tank, much like the original K-Fun did, but also comes with a glass tank as well, which is an interesting development. You can also see in there as well, they've changed the wicking slightly, so there's these holes around the bottom there, just above the coil. And I do believe it's going to have juice control as well, so it's an interesting thing. Also, it looks to be dual core capable as well out the box, as opposed to I don't know if you saw my squeezing 2 coils onto a K-Fun Lite. Interesting experiment. So I'm guessing they've listened to a lot of feedback, and a lot of people want dual coils. So it's an interesting little teaser. I believe it's going to be released sometime between now and certainly before Christmas, I believe. What I understand anyway. I'm not privy to any insider info or anything, unfortunately. But also, we do know that it's going to at least have an option to hybridize onto a Preveri P3 as well, which is certainly interesting. I use my K-Fun 3.1 hybrid onto a Semovar, and I have done since, well, it's the whole reason I bought a Semovar, is to have a nice hybrid device, which is there. So there we go. So I shall potentially be looking at getting a version 4 and putting it on the Preveri P3. So yeah, I don't know if Chat have got anything to add on that. I believe the price is mooted to be around about 120, 130 pounds. So it's not going to be the cheapest atomizer, and but my thoughts on the K-Fun is that it's been quite a revolutionary device. You might not think it now because they're so commonplace, but things like the Aspire Nautilus and the Orchid, the Fogger V4, that even the Typhon GT to a point, they owe a lot of their design to the K-Fun, in my opinion anyway. You know, I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of all things vaping, but that's my take on things. Let's have a quick look at chat. Well, Leanna Lawless uses her K Fun Light Plus on her samovar. So do I occasionally as well. But my K Fun Light Plus doesn't get used that well. It's not a plus; it's just a light. It doesn't get used that often. Vaping Loon, ugly and costly. Back to the CE4. Ah, fair enough. Supposing the styling is potentially a bit controversial, whereas the 3.1 was quite sleek, and the light as well, quite a sleek design. It was quite basic. They seem to have gone for a bit of a barrel style. It's going to put some people off. But you know, there's many things out there. You can choose things. I personally am quite looking forward to it. So there we go. Looking forward to so much I thought I'd show the teaser video. Okay. I think we'll do a bit on the DNA 40, shall we? I have a little VT. I popped to see D on Sunday. Chiefly because you don't want to let me loose with a soldering iron. You're probably safer giving me an oxyacetylene torch, to be fair. So I asked D if he wouldn't mind popping a DNA 40 board into a Hannah clone for me. And a Z&A clone as well. But we'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, so I popped around to see him on Sunday. And he gladly obliged. After, I might add, feeding me a very delicious dinner as well. So anyway, let's roll the VT, shall we? So there we go. And yes, comments in chat there. Who was it? Mars Dolphin. It was my missus doing the filming. She's not the best at camera work, and I sped it up simply because I didn't think anyone wanted to see me sitting there driving for 20 minutes or whatever. So you know, it just adds a little bit, doesn't it? So yes, here is the box that Dee modified for me. But I'm not going to fire that up just yet because I want to get to that one in a minute. He also he didn't do his one himself. He ran out of time, but he got his colleague David, the Hungarian reviewer known as Darth Vapor, thoroughly nice guy, to actually modify my ZNA clone as well with a DNA 40, and I actually got this morning in the post, so I'm glad it turned up. But yeah, I gave it to him on Sunday, and he got it sorted out and got it sent to me. So superb stuff. Anyway, let's have a vape. It's been a while. So this is a nickel wire coil, Ni200 coil, and it's currently reading at 0.22 ohms. If you can make that out there, you probably can't because of the glare on the camera. And I'm vaping it at 26.7 watts, and I've got it set to a temperature limit at the moment of 390 degrees Fahrenheit. And if I'm honest, the DNA 40 takes a lot of getting used to. One, it just scares me building a coil this low. I've not put it on a mech or anything. I mean, I could do, I suppose, and see if it'll fire. It probably would at 0.22, although your battery's probably going to get hot pretty quick. But it's a really, really smooth vape. Just the words. It's a scrape R on top here. So what you can do with this, you can either use it as a regular DNA board, where you just set your wattage and be done with it, or as we all know now, you put on the nickel coils. Oh, excuse me, it's dinner repeating. You put on the nickel coils, and you can set a temperature to limit it at, and it's bizarre. It really is bizarre. I'll show you in a minute, but firing a coil dry and the cotton not burning. So I'm just going to crank this up to 30 watts. In fact, I might open the airflow up a little bit as well. There we go. Full chat. And I'll tell you what, you get superb flavour out of it. You really do. I can increase the heat as well. I'll go through this all a bit more in close yapping in a moment, but I'm just going to increase the heat to, let's say, 450. No, unlock it, Matt. And you can see I'll get more vapour out of it. And then I can even crank it up to 40 watts. It's good stuff. You're not going to get a dry hit out of this, which is the weird thing. You can still burn your juice though. If you set it too high at top end temperature and you set the wattage too high, it's quite possible to burn your juice. I have done it, in my testing. But it's the most peculiar thing I've vaped, and really I do think everyone should try it. Right, anyway, let's go to closer up and I'll show you this in action, shall we? Okay, so what we can see here, you should be able to read that nicely. You can see I've got it set to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. There is going to be a Celsius version coming out. I believe Cloud9 are going to be stocking these. And you can see I've got it there now set to 37 watts. And you can see there the ohms reading, which is 0.22. And watch what happens when I fire it. You see, temperature protected there? The coil got too hot. So I got cramp in my hand there. The coil got too hot, and you see it's just popping up saying temperature protected. It's very, very strange. Now, I just fired that without, you saw me just do it until the temperature cut out. And I just took a vape of it now, and it doesn't taste burnt. It just tastes as it normally would. Very, very peculiar. Actually, I'm going to show you another little trick. Let's just go back to normal cam again. Watch this. I can keep doing that forevermore. It's really, really, really bizarre. Okay, anyway. Now, I've been playing with the Genesis on this as well. As we have established, I'm very fond of my Jennies. Genesis atomizers. Now, I've got this set to cut out at, is it 500 degrees, I believe, on this? So, watch what happens when I fire this. This is a dry coil. It just pulses. So the temperature is cutting out. If I just get some liquid on there. I've not actually vaped this yet, so... So we get some liquid on it. And you can see I've got a hot spot there as well. I mean, I literally just threw this together, this build, so... Very, very, very strange. I'm just going to fill this tank up, actually, because I'm going to have a vape on this. Whistle amongst yourselves while I just do this. Okay. Let's get that angled. Still sound temperature protected there. Okay, that's not going to happen, is it? Interesting. Okay, we'll get back to that one. Let's let it cool down a little bit. It might just be simply it's too hot. I'll tell you what, actually, I'm going to take the adverts now, and then we're going to come back to this because I've got a dripper set up. Back to Mac Cam again. I've got a dripper set up. Basically, just a coil. I've got no cotton in it, nothing else. So we're going to have a little play with that. Anyway, let's just get the adverts out of the way, and then we'll come back to that one, okay?
Joytech UK are proud sponsors of vapers.tv.
Kelpie Vape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and e-liquids. Proud sponsors of vaping entertainment on Vapor Trails TV.
Tech UK are proud sponsors of vaportrails.tv.
Hello, right. I was just having a little quick play of the Jenny in the ad breaks there, and I'm not entirely sure if I buggered the board, to be honest, but it just says temperature protected all the time. So I don't know what's going on with that. It was working okay earlier, so let me just pop something else on. New coil. Oh, I'll show you that in a minute as well. Yeah. Okay, so maybe a bit more experimenting is in order with the Genesis, but you know, I'll come back to that one. Okay then, let's go back down to closely up here again, shall we? There we go. Right. So what I've got on here now is just a very standard IGO dripper, and what I'm going to do first is check the ohms on it, and that is 0.08. Hang on, let's see if we can get that up there. Madness. But I want to knock the temperature down on this a bit, and the wattage, I think, just to play it safe for the moment. So what we do to do that is we lock it by clicking it 5 times. Okay, and now we hold down both the up and down buttons. Okay, so I can now drop it down to, I'm going to drop it down to 390, and then we just simply press the fire button, and that locks it into place there. Okay, so I'm going to drop the wattage down. It goes up to 40 watts in case you didn't guess by the fact it's got a DNA 40. You know what? I don't know what it goes down to. Let's have a look. About 1 watt, I think. Yeah, and it does have actually have step down as well, which is a bit of a new feature for DNA boards. I never used to be able to step down. Not that I've ever needed to. So I'm going to pop this up to say 20 watts. There we go. Right, so let's fire this. Focus. See, nothing's happening. You can see there, it is firing though. But it just says temperature protected. Okay. So now let's get a bit of cotton. Some that I prepared earlier. Now this is the freaky thing. Ready? And it's firing. Nothing's happening. So let's get some juice on it. It is the strangest thing. It really is. It takes a lot of getting used to. But I can hold this down now and just let it keep firing. Let's give it a rest. I don't drain the battery too much. But you see the amount of vapors decreasing? Is it just pulsing there now? So there's a little bit more wicking action going on there now. But you can see it's just easing off. If I was to blow on this coil right now, it would actually burn the cotton because the temperature of the nichrome would actually drop. But there we go. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to hold the fire button in, and then I'm going to drop on top of it. Okay. So you can see just a little wisp coming off there. It's madness. It really is. So let me just tuck this this cotton in. Actually, let's remove all benefit of a doubt, shall we? Look at that. That looks like it's burnt, but it's more just the fact that I've had juice on there and what have you. So that is not a burnt coil. It's hard to make out. I know it looks a bit black on the camera there, but that's certainly not a burnt coil. If I was to set the temperature limit up a lot higher, then I would expect to actually burn the cotton. But that's why I put it on 390 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. So let's just juice this up. Yeah, happy days. Right, back to me cam. There we go. Right. I've got a top cap for this somewhere. Where did I put it? There it is. So, same as before. It's absolutely peculiar. If you're a flavour guy, and as we know now, we've established that I am a flavour guy, this is really, really, really superb. It's mind-boggling. You know, I do wish I could sort of hand this to each one of you guys in chat there and just say, here, have a go at this, because it's really, really good. So, let's have a quick look at chat here. What has chat got to say? I see it whizzing past in the corner of my eye, but Sean O'Toole says, this temperature protection is a very clever idea. Yes, it is. I was very dubious about it when I first heard that I was going to do it. In fact, I couldn't fathom how I was going to achieve this. But, it's all down to the characteristics of the metal, of the nickel changes as voltage and heat voltage is applied and heat happens. The resistance changes and the characteristics of it change. So they've calibrated this chip in order to read that and get an idea on what the temperature actually is. It's quite clever. Entropy 72 says that thing would be awesome with a dripper. No more dry hits. Well, here's a dripper. Now, here's the other thing I've been musing on as well, is I've always steered clear of tank cracking juices on my Atties, such as the K-Fun. Going back to that again. Because I know you can get a glass tank for it now. I've never gone for the glass tank option. But now, what I could potentially do is have the full metal setup, the metal ring as opposed to the polycarbonate tank there. And yes, I would need to know what juice level it is in case I'm going to run out. But if I did run out of juice, it's not a big deal. I'm not going to suddenly get a load of burnt cotton or silica in my gob. It's kind of up the ante a little bit. Right. So what else have we got now? Okay. Yeah, it's not nichrome nickel, Ni200 to be precise. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct there, Rob. Pre-made coils. I believe, watching the interview with Brandon and P. Pizzardo when they unveiled the DNA 40, they were in talks to actually get pre-made coils made. You can see dividends for that, couldn't you? Really, one of the new users questions you often see on forums is, "I'm getting a burnt taste. Is my device working properly? Is it this? Is it that?" And then you get a whole slew of replies underneath saying, well, try this, try that. Well, try thinner juice, try covering up the owls and then do a dry now. that sort of thing. So that kind of excuse me, earpiece. That kind of takes away that factor as well. So it's you know, it is. I'm not going to use the phrase game changer because I think that's overused, but it's certainly given vaping a whole new perspective. Yeah, Entropy 72 says you can use whatever Atty you want so long as it has the NI200 wire. That's correct, and I've only actually had one of these in my possession working wise since Sunday evening, so I've been recoiling some things, and you know, I fully expect myself over the next 2 weeks to go through pretty much everything I've got and just coil it up and see what happens. What else we got here? Okay, Vaping Loon asks, do you set the temp and the wattage together, or does it do it itself? Like, set the temp at 400 and the wattage calculates itself? No. What you do is you set the maximum temperature you want to achieve. So the maximum it will go up to is 600 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. If you go past that, it turns your temperature control off, which means you can still vape it on this low ohm coil. But you're not going to get the benefit of it suddenly cutting out when you're about to burn your coil. But the wattage is separate from the voltage. Basically, what the wattage means is you're going to reach that temperature quicker than, say, for the sake of argument, you got a coil on there, whatever ohmage, and you set it at 20 watts. Now, that's going to take, that's say, 5 seconds to reach 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, if I set it to 40 watts, then we'll say, and these are arbitrary numbers, then we'll say that it will take 3 seconds to reach that upper limit I've set it for. So there is a difference there. But if we go back down to the close yuppie yet again. Right, watch what happens to the wattage when I do fire it. Let's see if we can get some focus on there first. Come on. Right, there we go. So I've got it set for 20 watts, right? And 390 degrees Fahrenheit. Watch what happens. It actually fluctuates the wattage. And now it's just going to say temperature protected for a while. But let's raise the temperature, shall we? So again, holding both the buttons. So let's raise that to, say, 490. Lock that into place. So 490 degrees is our top now, still at 20 watts. But you can see the temperature there was climbing. Just watch there. And then it exceeds that temperature, it'll cut out for me. But what it does, it fluctuates the wattage. It kind of boosts. So it tries to get you to that temperature as quick as you want, as quick as you've got it. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain, but basically, hang on. Basically, you're setting a temperature limit and not a temperature. Okay? So you're not saying that I want to vape at 490 degrees Fahrenheit at 20 watts. What you're saying is I'm vaping at 20 watts and I don't want my coil to exceed 490 degrees Fahrenheit. And what it will do, it will, when you fire it, it boosts it and it gets you into that ballpark figure of 490 degrees. Or whatever temperature you've got it set to. It gets you that ballpark figure. It doesn't get you to that figure. And it allows you to vape. Now, of course, whilst I'm actually drawing on this, then the temperature of the coil is going to drop because there's airflow going over it. You know, there's a lot of science involved here, and a lot of it, I've got to be honest, is beyond me. But it's absolutely fascinating. You know, and you don't have to use the temperature control if you don't want to. You can just pop on a normal Atty. Let me find myself a normal Atty. one Nautilus. Let's screw that on. Let's actually go back down to the close-up cam again. So, at the moment, it still thinks the other ratty's on there. You see, it just now switched over where it said before an F. It's now volts. It's now reading a 1.83 ohm coil. So that is as you're used to it. So it shows you the voltage going in to produce 20 watts. Okay, and it also shows you real-time output on what your wattage actually is until it reaches that 20. You know, that's what you expect. And it vapes as per normal. But if I go ahead and put on our little test at it again. Okay. Right. The centre pin on this this device isn't the best. I have to adjust it. It seems to be a bit loose. I need to sort of shore that up a little bit. Here we go. Just bring that out a little bit. Right, there we go. You see now switched over to the Fahrenheit mode. Now what should happen is if I take this off, I'm not going to take it all the way off, there's no point. I'll put it back on again. It now asks me if it's a new coil or the same coil. Now what I can say, yeah, that's the same coil I've been using, I just took it off for a moment or whatever. Or I can say it's a new coil, and what if I do if it's a new coil? It just rereads it. So it's now come up as 0.09 ohms. So it does fluctuate a little bit. There we go, and business is normal. You know, I'm starting to run out of liquid in this now, so that's why you're not seeing. I mean, there's not massive amount of vapor comes off this thing anyway, but liquid is running low, so you're not going to see much vapor. But I could just keep vaping this until it's dry. One of the other advantages that the DNA 40 has, and they've actually introduced this into the revised DNA 20 as well, which is being used in the Inokin SVDs, is it does now feature reverse battery protection. Previously, on DNA 12s, 20s, and 30s, if you put a battery in backwards, you would instantly fry that board. But with the 40 and the revised 20 in the SVD2, that's not the case. So that's another plus point. I think I've rambled enough about this. What I'll do is we'll take the next ad break, and then I'll have a read through chat while the adverts are playing. I'll field any questions that I can find, and then we'll have a little bit of VT from Cat Sav. Alright, see you in a mo.
Joytech UK are proud sponsors of vaportrails.tv.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Award-winning service and products from cloud9vaping.co.uk.
Vapers, do you love discovering new e-liquids? Tell Dripper the types of flavours you like and they'll send you 5 gourmet juices each month. Experience new and exclusive flavours, all with a money-back guarantee and free delivery anywhere in Europe. Dripper.co.uk.
Tech UK are proud sponsors of vaportrails.tv.
Hello, right. There's a question in chat there from Rob, asking, are there any guides out there for modifying a ZNA 50 clone into a DNA 40? Well, this wasn't a ZNA 50, but it was a ZNA clone. It had the 30 watt chip in it. To be honest, it's pretty much a straight swap. I'm not going to pull it apart because it is tricky. But let me just take this off. Back to close up. I might as well stand close up, you can, mightn't I? Right. Okay. What you got there, and you can see, basically, a little bit's been cut out of the top there just to fit the chip in. Just there. I mean, on the original, you just had a square there, but it's been extended up the top. But you basically prise this piece of plastic out. Take all this bit off first. Then you can get to the board, and the board literally just pops in. The screen sits about there, the board is there, and there's 3 wires to solder on. I think there is a thread on UK Vapers on how to do it, but you never know. Mr. Dawn might actually shed some light on it as well, because he's done it himself, and I certainly don't have the time now to pull it all apart and do all that business with it. Anyway, I've still not juiced this up yet. And it's still vaping. There's a little bit of chat going on about nickel and what have you. To be honest, I don't think a lot of this is actually relevant, so I won't go too much into it. There is a school of thought actually chatting to D, and they're going to test it, but stainless steel apparently has very similar thermal characteristics to nickel. So in theory, you might better get away with that. But anyway, I've waffled enough. Let's have some VT from Cat Sav, shall we? You can look at someone more appealing than me for a while.
Hello everybody, it's Cat here and Sav, and we're back to do a little video on juices. Now, I know we never do juices as a rule, but we decided that we would sort of, if there was something we really liked, we'd come along and tell you about it, what our experience is, because we know no two people taste juice the same way.
No two people taste the same.
No two people taste the same. No. And all juices taste differently to different people. But the range that I want to show you today, or to have a look at, are these. The Temperance range from Liberty Flights. And I bought these, by the way. I actually paid money and bought them. Bought that selection. And not only them, I bought 3 bottles of one particular juice that appeals to me. But there's a story as to how these came to it. I'll let you tell the stories.
Right, I'll tell the story. The nice meat. You may have heard of the nice meat. Well, at the nice meat,
Am I in trouble again?
that thing is like a tornado taking off.
I'll be quiet.
Try. Do try. As I was saying, stop gurning. Please do. Analyse meat. One of of our lovely viewers was there. A lovely lady. You've done this on purpose now.
No,
haven't you?
I'm not. No, I'm not.
As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, a lovely lady from our chat.
I must have stopped there. Sorry.
By the name of Max Height brought down a load of. Will you shut up? Never worked with children or animals. Right. Max Height from chat, lovely, nice meat, juice, Liberty Flex. What we got there?
Samples.
She brought down a load of samples to the nice meat that Liberty Flights had very kindly donated to her to bring down to hand out to the people at the meet. And I went, ooh, stuff. And went over and thought I'll have one of them, and one of them, and one of them. And Max, lovely, lovely Max that she is, at the end of the evening when she was leaving, the ones that she had left over, she donated to our table. So I was like, oh, even more. It was great. And one of the juices is the one that, when I got home, Kat went, what's them then? And she seen this juice and went, I'm having that. And she did.
Tell you to talk off without seeing anything.
Okay. Tell people what juice is.
Lemon and ginger. I liked it. And I liked it a lot.
She did. So much just stole it.
I liked it a lot. And I've been vaping it ever since the knees meet, which is 3 weeks. Now, and I ordered some straight away. I thought I'm going to need more of this because
She
it's
did. The very next day.
blooming lush. I ordered 3 extra bottles. And because I felt guilty.
Didn't order any for me, like it.
Because I felt guilty, I ordered the sample pack. So that Sav would have to have some of the cheese.
This is the first I've seen of the sample pack, yeah. I didn't even know she bought it.